everybody, thanks for coming to my channel, checking out my page. Please hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, all that stuff that every YouTuber says. I guess I'm a YouTuber now. Thank you for checking out my website, robdoesitall.com, and I really appreciate all the support on my blog. And I've had some people ask me if I can record an audio version or a video version, and a video version does both. So I'm recording this one for my new one, and it's about travel tips. This is going to be my first blog post about travel tips, and I just want to let you know kind of some things that work for me. I mean, I've been to 21 countries around the world. I've lived in 3 of them, and so this is the stuff that's worked for me. So when I travel, I use either kiwi.com or I use Hopper. You can use other things like Google Flights and Skyscanner, and I think a lot of those are very similar. I find what works for me is kiwi.com and Hopper. I use Hopper more so when I'm in the States and traveling from state to state, and then I'll use kiwi.com more so like flying around through Europe. So my tip is how to get to like different countries or new countries you've never been to and how to do it for free. And what I mean by free is, for example, I was in Oslo in Norway and I was flying to Tel Aviv, and I'm looking at flights, and some of them have like crazy layovers and things like that. And of course, everyone hates layovers because a layover is preventing you from getting to your destination. You are now laid over somewhere else and you're not where you want to go. So usually like you don't like that. But I started looking like, well, if I get a ticket with like a 20-hour layover in a city, in a country I've never been to, I could leave the airport, go to city center, check out the whole thing, get food, get something to drink, go to a bar. Man, you can go to the cinema. You could do like anything. Take pictures, see all the sights, everything, and then bam, get back to the airport and get to your destination. And now you've just gone to one country for free and another country that you paid for a ticket for. So like when I went Norway to Israel and I had a 20-hour layover, 22-hour layover in Budapest, I've never been to Budapest. I've never been to Hungary. So, I want to check it out. Let's get it, right? So I leave city center. I go down, or I leave the airport. I go to city center, and then I check out, I'm at like the Chain Bridge, the river, Danube. I think that's how you say it, right? I get to go to the Royal Palace. I get to check out all the armed guards, the ones that never move, and you like try to like mess with them and stuff, and they never move. So I get to do all of that because as you and me being travelers, being someone who wants to travel or has traveled knows, if you don't leave the airport, that does not count. You can't just have a 2-hour layover in London, stay in the airport the whole time, and then be like, oh, I went to London. I mean, did you go to London? Did you? I don't think you did. But if you leave and you go have food, you go to a pub, you get to check it out, you get to go Buckingham Palace, Big Ben, you do all that stuff, and you had a 20-hour layover and you got to do everything you wanted to do in London, like really quick, like bam, bam, like really quick. I mean, who can tell you that you weren't in London? I mean, you were in London. You did all this stuff. You got all the pictures to prove it. You were in London. So that's my tip for today, is that use your layovers to your advantage. I mean, that's the only way I've been able to go to so many different countries. Like, I went to Lithuania that way. I've gone to Poland that way. I've gone to, obviously, Hungary that way. Like, that's what you need to do for real, for real. So just use that to your advantage. Check it out. See where it's at. You might have multiple flights going to the same destination, but they have different layovers. One, it might be in a country you've been to before, and one might be in a country you've never been to before. Me, I like seeing new countries. I like going to new places and experiencing new things. So if I've been there before, unless I just really love it, I'm going back, I don't want to also have another layover in that same city. So now if I'm looking at a flight and it's like, oh, you got a layover in Budapest, I'm going to be like, Budapest is dope. It was dope. And you should go to Budapest because it's awesome. But I don't want to go there now because like I've gone there. So now I'm looking at like, okay, well, what's up? This, that, whatever. Like, I'm looking at, tickets with layovers to like Qatar. I'm like, first of all, where is Qatar? And then, okay, that's cool. No disrespect. Yo, you from Qatar? No disrespect. I just ignorant American. That's what I'll say. I didn't know where it was. I looked it up and I'm like, yo, that'd be a dope place to go. So now I'm buying a ticket And boom, when I got a 20-hour layover in Qatar, I could get to go to Qatar. Although I'm not really sure how it's going to work because COVID and all this. Like, will I get to leave the airport? Do I have to be quarantined? I guess it doesn't necessarily work so much for quarantines and COVID and things like that. But the lesson remains the same. When you go places, when you have flights, check your layovers, check how long they are, and check where they are, and use them to your advantage. And check out my blog at robdoesitall.com. And thank you so much for the support. I really appreciate everyone who reads it, everyone who says something. Please leave me a comment on this video. Tell me what's up. This is my very first video on my page. I don't know how to edit and do all that stuff. So if you know how to edit and you want to help me out for free, please hit me up. And if not, then I guess we'll just talk like this, if that's cool. And this will be the audio and video versions to my blogs. So now you can read them, you can see them, and you can hear them. Thank you so much for your support. I really appreciate you.